Starting with the top of plastic bottle, we'll cut the edge in a sharp zigzag shape so that it looks like this. Now we use our new tool to help us easily remove the core from all different kinds of peppers. We can use a clothespin to pull the toast out of the toaster and keep our fingers from getting burned. If the spoon is too short to reach the bottom of the jar, we can attach two spoons together with a binder clip for extra reach. Crush 2 to 3 tablets of aspirin and set it on a plate. Add a few drops of water and stir to make a paste. Now we can rub this paste onto our frying pan to remove any burnt food. When finished, wash with soap and water. Next, we'll share with you how to make the perfect poached egg. We'll start by cracking the egg into a sieve. This will separate out the runny part of the egg white so that we are left with a neat poached egg. Place the strained egg into a separate bowl. Then we'll add a teaspoon of salt to 1 liter of water and bring it to a boil. Then turn the heat down to low so that the water reaches a soft simmer. To add the egg, place the bowl just above the simmering water and gently let it slide in. Carefully adjust the shape with a spoon if necessary. We'll let the egg cook for about 4 to 5 minutes for soft boiled. The egg whites will be fully cooked and the yolk will remain runny. Now let's make a lettuce wrap. Split the lettuce leaf apart like so. Now we'll add our egg to one side, beans on the other. Some tomatoes, pickles, and herbs. Fold the wrap over to create a multi-layered sandwich. We can use a bamboo skewer to remove the pits from these dates. Then we can stuff the dates with almonds for a tasty, healthy snack. To make chopping vegetables easier, try tapping a plastic bag to the end of the cutting board. Now we can slide our waste directly into the bag. To make grating ginger easier, put it in the freezer for 40 minutes. It will firm up a bit and become much easier to grate. Next, let's make a spicy cottage cheese snack. We'll pour in buttermilk and kefir into a pot and slowly bring it to a boil on low heat. Once the milk protein begins to separate from the liquid, add salt and gently mix. Once the liquid comes to a boil, remove the pot from the heat. To filter the cottage cheese, we'll place a cheesecloth over a sieve, securing it with binder clips. Strain the cottage cheese completely and place the cottage cheese with the cheesecloth into a suitable mold. Here we are using a square baking ring. Be sure to tuck in the edges and fold the fabric neatly on top. Then we'll place some parchment paper and a heavy jar on top. And leave it like this for an hour. For the spices, we'll mix together Italian herbs, paprika, and ground white pepper. When the cottage cheese is ready, we'll remove it from the package. Now coat the cottage cheese on all sides with a spice mixture. We'll then set the cottage cheese onto a plate. Put on the baking ring, cover it, and place it in the fridge for 12 hours. Enjoy slices on sandwiches, salads, or just by themselves. To disinfect this cotton board, we can use hydrogen peroxide. Spread over the entire surface using a cotton pad. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Now we'll give it a good scrub with this brush. When finished, be sure to clean with soap and water. For our next dish, we'll start by adding salt and a little bit of nutmeg to eggs. We can create a little whisk by holding 2 forks together. so you can hold them in either direction. Add the eggs to a non-stick cooking pan. And cook on medium heat, flipping them when the edges start to crisp up. Next, we'll cook onions in vegetable oil until they're golden brown. From there, we'll cook mushrooms with no oil. When they start to brown, add salt. Let's cut this lavash into 2-inch strips. Then we'll use scissors to cut decorative slits. Pass a toothpick through the 2 ends to hold them together like so. Now we'll cook them in at 180 degrees Celsius for 2 to 3 minutes. Carefully remove the toothpicks. To make the filling, we'll start by adding equal parts sour cream and cream cheese. To mix cheese easily with something, I take it out of the fridge beforehand. It will become soft, and it will be easy to work with. We'll then add some whole grain mustard and salt for additional flavor. Mix everything together thoroughly. In a large bowl, we'll add chicken breast cut into cubes, our sautéed mushrooms and onions, our eggs cut into squares, and dill. Lastly, we'll add some iceberg lettuce. We can tear this into squares using our hands. Season with salt and pepper to taste, and then mix in our mustard cream dressing. Toss the salad using 2 wooden spoons. Finally, we'll add our filling into our toasted rings. Our delicious appetizers came out beautiful and our guests will love them. Our next salad will include the eggs prepared in the same way as the last dish. We'll roll them up and cut them into the strips. Then we'll need to shred some chicken breast as well. We'll then take these slices of cucumbers and cut them into thin strips. Now put all of the ingredients into a bowl. Then we'll add some green peas and homemade mayonnaise dressing. Mix everything together well. Now our salad is ready to be served. If you don't happen to have an appropriate size lid for your frying pan, you can simply use another frying pan that's about the same size. It works great for steaming vegetables like these.